Okay, so this is Real with Robo, and I'm really not in the mood right now. I am going to say something that I very rarely say, and Atlanta Mayor, DA, and Police Chief, you are more than welcome to come after me for saying it. You are complicit to criminals. And I have filed formal charges with the DOJ and cried Bill Barr a river about how you're treating that Officer Rolfe and his partner. Though I was going to say, I'm going to leave Officer Brosnan out in the cold, but, like he did his partner. But I'm just going to put it like this. I doubt if they said that they kicked and stomped the man. I mean, if they were so criminal, why in the fuck would they say that? That's so dumb. So no, I don't believe what the mayor, the DA, nor the police chief are saying on why they incarcerated that man. First of all, Mr. Brooks, and I'm not going to demean Mr. Brooks any more than he's already demeaned himself. Mr. Brooks took the taser from an officer. Now, whether or not you feel that that taser is a deadly weapon or not, let me tell you how normal people think that have been shot by a taser. It can incapacitate someone when used properly. Excuse me. Oh, please excuse me, and everybody better say God bless you, because I need all the blessings I could get right now. But it can incapacitate you if used properly. Even if not used properly, it could kill you. And you're trying to tell me, okay, you are telling me right now here today that in the hands of someone like Mr. Brooks, who clearly he doesn't know how to use this taser. He just knows point and shoot, right? So now you got it in the hands of someone that don't know how to use it. So that doubles the deadliness of it. And so here's a rundown from what I understand. The cops, they went to him sitting passed out, drunk, in his car, in the middle of a drive-through. So, okay, there's absolutely no criminality there, except for the simple fact that he's in the driver's seat, drunk, and passed out.
No, not criminal at all.
So that's a DUI right off the jump. This is what I'm thinking. All right, he was driving drunk. He done went to Wendy's or whatever to get some food, like most of us who have gotten drunk, who have went out, who have partied, and we all know how the roll goes. You go to IHOP, you go to Denny's, you go to Wendy's, whatever's open, and you get you some chow. I get it, except for he was in the driver's seat drunk. Passed out drunk. Now, the cops done did all they can. And were overly nice to this gentleman. And they say, hey, get out your car, take the sobriety test, blase, blase. And it was all going good up until the point where they had to put the cuffs on. And then he starts fighting them. And not just like fighting them, like pushing them off or, moving and juking and jiving. He was literally punching them in their face. So now we got assault on the officers, as well as resisting arrest. Wow. Now, on top of that, During the scuffle, he takes their taser. We have already assessed this man don't know how to use a taser. So every shot from that taser could be deadly to anybody that get tased by this man. And in this particular taser, there's 2 shots. There's 2 batteries. Okay? Now they get to chasing him, and then he turn around and he shoot at the officer. Now granted, no one really could see except for the officer what's going on. But it looked like in the video that there's a barb, you know, one of the little taser thingies in the officer's arm. So right at that point, if he did not respond the way he did, Mr. Brooks could have incapacitated him or killed him because he didn't know how to use it. And then he could have took his service revolver or something worse. Now, I'm going to get to the part where people say, well, why didn't he shoot him in the leg? Number one, in most southern states, a warning shot is not allowed. A shot to wound is not allowed. I know this, and I don't even own a fucking gun. But I make sure I know what the rules are when I have a weapon present around me. Okay? Simple fact of the matter is, you're not allowed to wound them. You have to be, basically, if you pull out a gun on them, you have to be ready to use it. And the fact that your life is so much in danger that you need to pull a weapon out. So you need to be like, hey, I'm not trying to wound this fool. I'm trying to stop him. So, okay, I get your point where you're like, well, why don't you shoot him in the leg? You know, that'll stop him. Tell me something. When your adrenaline is rushing and you have a target the size of a lamp running, juking, jiving, and moving from you, honestly, can you hit it with a little tiny bullet? Are you high? Are you dumb? Or are you just trying to make excuses for a criminal? The fact of the matter is, it's a lot easier to hit someone in the chest. And not to mention, if he did hit him in the leg and accidentally hit the femoral artery, it would have been the same damn effect. Then what are you going to do? Oh, he killed him by shooting him in the leg. It's against the law to fire warning shots or fire to wound. What's wrong with him? Just like you did with the taser. Not but a couple weeks ago, according to the mayor and everybody else, a taser was a deadly weapon. But this time, it's not a deadly weapon. And that's why I said they're complicit with criminals. It's because they will change their damn stories so they don't have to deal with the rioting and the looting and all that, except for one thing. Now the cops have walked off their stations. They said, yeah, great, excellent. Okay, so you're going to do us like that, even though the way he handled it was just fine. But you going to do us like that. Okay, we gone. Handle it your problem. Handle your problems by yourself. And while that's cold-hearted to a lot of the public, because a lot of us, we don't feel the same way, apparently it is fair to us too. Because none of y'all opening your damn mouths in support, nor having a problem with these officers being treated like this, except for on your Facebook pages. Going, oh, this is wrong, and, something should be done about it. But what you doing about it? Nothing. At least these idiot protesters who are criminals, they standing up, they going out there protesting. Where's the damn protest for the cops? I don't live in Atlanta. But by God, if I did, I'd have me a little sign, and I'd go down to the courthouse, and I'd sit on the courthouse with my little sign and be angry. Not hurt anyone. Mind you, not steal anything. Not dog anybody out. But yeah, I'll be angry. I'll be angry. And I'll be sitting there going, this ain't right. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all sitting on Facebook. Y'all sitting on social media. Y'all sitting on GoFundMe and places like that going, hey, this isn't right. We should donate and do this. No. You know what I did? I filed charges with the DOJ against them. I did. I filed formal charges this morning. Why? Because I'm not having it. You want to play? Okay, we could play. Let's do this law thing together. And I told the Atlanta Police Department that I fully intended to do that unless they were released. Because I am not going to bow down and do the whole rioting and bullshit and committing crimes. I'm going to do it the legal way. And I did. But see, you law-abiding citizens up in Atlanta, you a bunch of cowards. I said it. You a bunch of cowards. You'll say that it's wrong on social media. You'll act like you tough on social media. But you ain't gonna go protest. Why aren't you gonna go protest? Because you're a bunch of cowards. You're scared that the other people out there protesting and on the sides of the criminals will tear you apart. You a bunch of cowards. Well, what about you, Robo? Are you doing anything? There was no Memphis cop arrested. And if he was arrested, he was probably arrested right, because it is a fact that there have been so many ops against Memphis police departments about being corrupt that it's not even funny. So yeah, depending on the thing, I'd be out there too. I'd be out at that courthouse if the cop was in the right and not in the wrong, and I'd be sitting my angry ass out there going, no, this is wrong. This is wrong. You need to set them free. But you cowards only sit on your computers, on your tablets. Well, since you sitting on your tablets and your computers and you a bunch of chickens, let me tell you what to do, chicken. Go to the DOJ, the website, and talk to Attorney General Bill Barr and anybody else who will listen. And tell them that you have a problem with this. That's what you need to do. Since you can't do anything but sit on your computer and your tablets and whatever else all day. That's what you need to do. You need to go there and you need to complain to AG Bill Barr and the Department of Justice, because just as much as we need police reform, we need corruption in the higher echelons of the city and state reform. The only reason the district attorney is doing this and anybody else is doing this is because they're up for re-election and they're pandering. That's why they're doing this. And that's wrong. So either you need to show your stuff and get your butt up off your butt and go out there and protest peacefully, legally, or you need to go on and shut up saying that you support cops. because you only support them when it's convenient. They ain't too scared to rush into battle for you. They ain't too scared to rush into dangerous situations for you. Why should you be scared to rush into dangerous situations for them? And besides, I guarantee you, if the cops that have walked off the job saw this, you know what would happen? They would come back over there to where you are protesting and where you getting flack from the bad people that are protesting out there. And they would protect you. I guarantee you that's what would happen. The cops are hurting right now. And we, as law-abiding citizens, should be on their team. And that's why I filed formal charges. Because I want somebody to know I'm on your team. And if it comes to Memphis about this shit, hell yeah, I'm be out there with my little sign on the courthouse steps, being angry. And I don't care who approaches me. And I don't care who has a problem with me. Because if they have a problem, they can handle it. Because unlike a lot of people, my husband's legally allowed to carry a gun and he will use it. Because he's trained. I can't carry a gun. No, ma'am, sir, gentlemen, whatever. I can't carry one because I'm under mind-altering medications. And yes, I am that legal beagle. Yes, I am. I know you can call me what you need to call me to get you through the day and help you sleep at night, whatever. But I obey the law. But yes, I would be out there with my little sign, with my little angry face. But since I'm not, I'm taking the fight to them the best way I know how. And that is legally through the federal charges. And I know a lot of people say, well, you need an attorney, else the charges won't go. You don't need an attorney to go to court. You can represent yourself. And believe me, I've taken on many attorneys by myself that have been practicing for decades upon decades and trying to scare me with their experience. And, I lit them up in the court. And I had them eating out of the palm of my hand within 5 minutes of me being in court. Because I told them, we could turn this into a dog and pony show if you like. I've already been screwed by the courts. I'm not getting screwed by the law again. So I know the law. And I know what they're doing to these cops is because they don't want no funk. Well, you gonna get funk. Because those cops were not in the wrong. You're in the wrong. And you're doing it for election and to pander and because you're afraid that the protesters and looters might go all out now. Ooh, scary. Why don't you have the cops show in force and stop those criminals? Oh my God, there's an idea. Why don't you let the cops do what the cops do best? Why don't you call up Trump and say, hey, I need the National Guard in here. It's gotten out of hand.
Or the governor, considering they can activate the National Guard for their state.
Or, hey, there's an idea, but we can't do that because we're so afraid. What if we don't get reelected? I guarantee you there are more cops out there that could vote than criminals. I know. I'm dirty. I'm rotten. I'm all those things. Criminals can't vote. So who you're pandering to can't give you their vote. They could applaud you and promise not to be bad again. But yeah, because criminals keep their promises, right? please. Please. But like I said, and I'm also going to be starting a petition to go straight to the White House. I encourage everyone that stands with these cops who are either A, too scared to go out and stand with the cops, or who are in my predicament, who can't go out and stand with the cops, to go ahead and contact the DOJ, contact the governor, contact the mayor, contact the police station, contact anyone, and say this is wrong. It's time we let our voices be heard. Those cops did nothing wrong, and they're being punished because the mayor fears, because the mayor is afraid, because the DA is a coward, and clearly the police chief is a coward too. And I said it, and I'll say it again. All of you guys are cowards and chickens. And it sickens me that two good cops have to be hurt this way and feel like they're all alone except for other cops having their backs. That's not good. That's not good. We need to stand for them. And as a matter of fact, I think I will go take one day out of this week when my husband can get off his behind because of his back. And I think I will go out to the courthouse and have a little few hours protest against this. Because maybe if I lead the way, others will follow. I don't know. But I'm willing to take the risk to show the cops I care about them. I'm on their team. And yes, I make a lot of jokes about Memphis PD. And I talk down about them. But I know that in times of trouble, real trouble, they're the only ones standing between me and what goes bump in the night, other than my Marine. And yes, I support my police department. I support the cops. I support good cops. And I think it is sad and decrepit that you guys can holler you support cops, and yet you'll let this happen to good people, all because you're afraid. If you don't go out and protest this, I suggest you get used to being in fear, because cops walking off the job, that means no one's going to be there to take your call. That means you're going to have to handle it yourself. So basically, by not doing something about this, you're inviting the criminals to have their way. And if you're in fear now, wait until they come face to face with you and threaten your family and threaten your happiness. I don't know. It's up to you. Anyway, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and complain to everybody that'll listen, short of harassment. And I'm going to light this world on fire with my actions. But I'm going to do it legally. That's what separates the good guys from the bad guys. Is that even in this time of when I want to go and beat somebody's head in, I won't do it because it's against the law. So please, contact William Barr, contact the DOJ, contact your police department, contact the mayor, contact the governor. Let them know this is not acceptable. And just because it's an election year and they're afraid that they won't get your vote if they don't do right by the cops, the people who protect us. Because I'm pretty sure the governor, the mayor, the DA, and all them, they have a security force protecting them just in case this goes sideways. Contact them. Make a stink. Raise your voice. Let those cops know we got your back. We law-abiding citizens got your back. And that's Real with Robo.